Welcome to Live Life with Sean. I'm your host, Sean Higgins. I'm a lifelong information security technology expert with a passion for speaking, coaching, and writing. In this podcast, I'm going to introduce you to a question, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on that question. Hope that the question and my thoughts will get you thinking about your answers to the question. At the end of every episode, I will offer you a tool that will help you work through what might be coming up for you. This show is recorded live, and you are invited to add your questions to the discussion. If I do not get to your questions during the show, I will do my best to answer them on my blog or on a future show. If you enjoyed this content, please share, subscribe, like, and/or leave a comment or question, as this will help others find this podcast. Thank you for joining me. And let's take a moment here and just arrive right here and now, just so we can all be here together. Just take a nice deep breath in. Let it out. How's that feel? Okay, just bring yourself right here for now. See if you can let go of anything that's noodling on you right now, and just bring yourself here for this show tonight. And the question that I would like to pose tonight is, what is holding you back? Just sit with that question for a moment. And if you're like me, you're going to start coming up with excuses. That's the first thing that I thought about when this question was posed to me. And I started to think of excuses that are holding me back. And, I got some list, some of them, but then I also started to just expand and say, what things would hold people back from, doing better in their life, being a better person, making more money, having the life that they want. Okay. It could be for anything, but what is holding you back? And some of the answers that I came up with are, the first one I came up with was the enough questions. I'm not enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough experience. I don't know enough people. I don't have enough money. I am a blah. All of these enough things. I mean, there's probably some of those that are true. And a lot of those are just excuses that are just reasons for you to just stop trying to get what you want. If you don't have enough experience, what are you doing to get more experience? If you're not smart enough, what do you need to learn? If you don't know enough people, go out and meet some more people. So there's other ones. Some of the other ones, I don't know what I'm doing. I know that I've let that hold me up at times. I've sometimes had a big enough goal and I can't see how to get from here to there. And I just don't even know what that first step is because the goal is so big. But it's an excuse, okay? It's really just an excuse. Another reason that might be holding you back, maybe your job is holding you back for whatever reason, but you can't leave your job because I'll never get another one. I'll never make as much money as another job. Nobody will want me. I'm not good enough. What will people think about me for leaving this great job that I already have to take another one? Again, more excuses. And I know that I've hidden behind some of these myself. But just really sit with these and admit to yourself. You don't have to admit to anybody else. Yes, they are excuses. Another big one is, and my blank is holding me back. Some of the answers I came up with, my boss is holding me back. He won't give me that promotion. He won't give me a recommendation. My wife, my kids, my friends. Just different people who you think are holding you back, but realistically, you're really using them as excuses to hold you back. Just again, sit that for a moment and just see if that resonates with you. Just admit it to yourself. You don't have to tell me, you don't have to tell anybody else. Let's shift here for a moment. We've looked at your excuses. We've looked at excuses in general. And let's shift. Let's ask a slightly different question here. And just to see in what situations do you not hold back? There's got to be certain times when you don't hold back, you don't care, you're just going to go for it. Okay? What about doing whatever for your kids or your family? Do you hold back? You let anything be an excuse for doing what you need to do for them? For me, I don't hold back, when something needs to get done. Somebody needs to do something, and I'm a kind of guy that, if there's something that needs to be done, I would rather be moving forward than standing still. Especially if I kind of know what has to happen, or at least the beginning and the end result, and I can see a path between the two. I don't hold back when I know I'm the one to move something forward. Whether or not I have the answer, I will work on moving that forward. I know I will move something forward when I have the answer. When I know where I want to go, I'm going to get there no matter what it takes. And an interesting one that I was thinking about when I did this is when I'm part of a team, okay, I do not want to let my team down, which is interesting. I've never been a good individual sport player. I was on swim team for a long time, okay? Can't say I was a great swimmer. I love to swim. I'm probably a decent swimmer, but compared to the other swimmers on the swim team, wasn't great. And whenever I was in an individual race, I don't know if I did as well. Now, when I was part of a team, I probably did a lot better. I know that I always try my best when I'm as part of a team versus just individually. So those are some of the things that I know that I will not hold back for. So when do I hold myself back, or when do you hold yourself back? Just think about it. For me, if I'm not certain about an answer, I'm not going to be the guy raising my hand. If I don't want to be noticed or singled out, like a teacher's pet, I won't respond. If I'm afraid I might be made fun of, for example, what if I have the wrong answer? Will you let that hold you back from responding? I know I have at times, because I didn't want to give the wrong answer and everybody think, oh, he's stupid. I also hold back when I think my response will make people not like me or put me in conflict with them. I don't like conflict. And I hold back when I'm not certain what direction I want to go. So think about it for a moment. When do you hold yourself back? What are certain situations that you hold yourself back from? So I sat with this, some of the, comparing what holds me back and what doesn't hold me back. And I looked at a couple of areas of my life. I'm a coach. And I kind of looked at what's holding me back from coaching and when am I not being held back in coaching? So I think for me, coaching, I hold back when um, I'm concerned my response will make the person not like me. And I think mainly this is holding me back from getting more coaching clients because I don't talk to people enough about the coaching that I do. Because I'm afraid they won't like me if I talk to them that I'm a coach. They might think that I'm trying to sell them something. So just I know it is something that is holding me back. But on the flip side, in most cases, when I am coaching somebody and I'm really into the coaching environment, I I don't let anything hold me back. Yeah, there are times when I'm in the middle of a coaching session and I'm like, I get inspiration as to which direction or question I should be asking my client. And I get a little bit of fear in there. But what overrides that fear in that moment is I'm the one helping this person move them forward. And if I don't ask or do this, then I'm not going to be able to move them forward. Example of that is I was coaching a friend and she was pretty upset. Something was really bothering her. And, we started talking about it, said, hey, let's sit down. Let's see if we can go through this and try and help her out. She was just very upset, just unusual for this woman friend of mine. We started talking and, she was telling me that, I was in an accident about a year ago and now it's coming to court. So she was very upset about it, what's happening here, and she just didn't was really bothering her. And we dug into it a little bit, and I up until this point I had just worked with her, but I really didn't uh get into some of the energy work that I was done, and I got her to really look at why she was upset about going to court, and then look at the energy of it. And I was drawn to get her to walk through an energy process to help her release some of her anxiety over this. And again, it was one of those, I'd never talked to her about the energy stuff, but I really felt that doing this energetic tool with her would really help her out. So I walked her through the tool, which I had done hundreds of times before with other people. And I was able to help her relax into this stressful situation, but to help her relieve some of her tension at that point in time. So, and that's a situation where I had the conflict of, okay, I want to introduce this energy tool to her. What if she doesn't like this tool? But I also knew I wanted to help her through this stressful situation. And the energy tool was really the only way that I felt I could really help her. It just was so true to me at that time. Another situation is work. And work, I kind of flip back and forth, whether I'm holding back or I'm not holding back. And it's been very interesting. As an individual contributor, when I was the engineer going on site, seeing clients all the time, I didn't hold back. I just did what needed to be done. Whether things were working or not, if things need to be fixed, I just 100% in there, give it 100%, no holding back. I became a manager. I wasn't probably as good as I probably could have been. and lots of excuses for it. But, I think that it was and it wasn't for me. And if I flip back and forth between here, you know, but there were times when I just really got a clear focus on what needed to be done. And, one situation that really jumps out at me was, remember I was a manager of a, fairly large team. And we were awarded this contract to go remediate an incident at a pretty big casino. And I handpicked a team of 5 people, and I was about ready to pull the trigger on sending them to the casino. And I just kind of got the sense that I should go with them. I didn't, I wasn't critical to the work that they were supposed to be doing, but it just felt like I should be going with them. So as I like to call it, I just jumped into that situation with both feet. And, being down in that situation, a lot of dynamics changed in what was happening throughout the day and what we were doing, what we were supposed to do when we were on site, and what we ended up doing when we're on site. And me being there helped me guide the team easier and better because I was there in the heat of the moment with them. So I was able to help guide them and focus them and, adjust what they were doing, communicate back with the management on both sides, our side and their side, and just to kind of keep it going and moving forward. And turned out to be a very big project for us, just this little incident response. And, as I've been thinking about this, what is interesting is the biggest thing that holds me back is fear of failure. And I say it's interesting because I remember, when I think about failure, but I think about in the heat of the moment, something is wrong and something needs to be done, something needs to be fixed. All of that goes out the window. I am just head down. I don't care if I fail. I remember one time my daughter was complaining about how she gets things wrong all the time. This is when she was in school and, oh, I'm no good. I always get things wrong. And, I just sat there for a moment and it came out, just kind of rolled off my tongue. It says, I make my living from learning what I did wrong. When something is broke, I fix it and I try a lot of different things along the way. Many of them fail to fix the problem, but it's because of those failures and they accumulate, and the knowledge that you gain from those failures just kept me moving forward. And it made me the, person that I am in the security industry. So, but I still think that, there's a lot of failure that people get stuck in. People are holding on to that prevent them from getting from where they are today to where they want to be. So let's take a moment right now and just think about your life and think about what's holding you back. Think about that fear. And it doesn't have to be about failure. It could be fear of, I don't know, something else. But just feel into that fear for a moment. Notice where it is in your body. Just hold it there for a moment. And wherever you're feeling it in your body, that's okay. So let's just get a little more focused on this. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Take a deep breath in. And as you let it out, gently close your eyes. Now, really bring all your attention to the center of your head. Okay? Any thoughts, worries, concerns about the future? Just gently pull your attention back. Just pull it back. You can pick those thoughts up later. Good. Any thoughts, worries, concerns you have about the past? Just gently pull your attention to be right here, right now, in the center of your head. Good job. Now let's go back to that fear. Notice where it is in your body. Wherever it is right for you. Okay, there's no right or wrong here. I want you to imagine a bubble out in front of you. In this bubble is a blue magnet. And we're going to turn this magnet on and allow this blue magnet to suck that fear out of your body. You may notice a big chunk moving out from one place in your body and then little pieces moving out from other parts of your body. That's okay. Just let this magnet pull it all in. Good job. Shut that magnet off. Let's get another bubble and bring it up along the right side of that first bubble. And then this magnet, and this magnet. In this bubble is a red magnet. And we turn this magnet on, it's going to suck your energy out of that first bubble. Ready? Just turn it on, turn right off, because it's going to be that quick, just like that. Good job. Breathe. Let's invite that second bubble back into your space. Allow it to integrate back into your body. And let's bring some lime green energy from above. Bring it in through the top of your head and let it flow in and through your body. Let it help you integrate your energy back into you. Let it help you fill in any spaces in your energy space vacated by that fear. There you go. Good job. Breathe. Good job. Good job. Now let's take a look at that first bubble out in front of you. And just notice shape. Does it have a texture? Does it have a color? And just sit for a moment and see if that bubble has a message for you. Good job. Keep breathing. What I'd like you to do is to imagine you have a pin in your right hand. Take that pin and pop that first bubble and allow that energy to go back to where it belongs. Good job. Bring your attention back to the center of your head. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Start to feel yourself settle back into your body. Take a deep breath in. And as you let it out, gently open your eyes. Feel yourself back in your room, back in your environment. Just keep breathing here. You may want to take a moment and just breathe, feeling into that energy now in your space, feeling into the information that you received. You may want to take out a sheet of paper, spend some time and write down your thoughts. Maybe there's some things that came up that are holding you back that, maybe you got some ideas as to how to move them forward. They don't have to be big things. It can be small steps along the way. Maybe you want to examine when you hold back and when you don't hold back. And see if you can find a balance between the two. Maybe you need to change some things so you do more of what's not holding you back. Just keep breathing. I thank you for joining me on Live Life with Sean. If you'd like to book a coaching session with me or want me to speak at your next event, please go to my website, SeanCHiggins.com, and go to the Connect.Sean link on the main page. If you enjoy this show, please share it, subscribe to it, like it, and/or leave a comment or question, as this will help others find this podcast. Again, thank you for joining me tonight, and until next time, have a wonderful week.